Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. Okay, and so our card tonight is the Knight of Discs. And I might just seem a little bit, I don't know, tired, I guess, but I was out in the cold winds, the breeze for a while, and I just got a major headache today. So trying to recover from that. And you'll just have to please forgive me. Okay, so let's see what these beautiful tea leaves have to say tonight. Okay. If you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. So we kind of have a face up here. You can see it looks like somebody looking. There are the eyes and the mouth, gazing this way. Kind of an interesting hair. Reminds me of when I put my hair up in a messy bun and I do my chores. Okay, so now we have another face, and this actually looks like a lion or a lioness. We have the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and it is side profile as well, gazing this way. You can see. So I really have a strong energy of kind of very like matriarchal family. It seems to me that you maybe grew up around a lot of feminine energy, and that kind of has always been very powerful in your life. There is an innate intuition that comes along with it. And I feel like, and I see a person here, you can see standing, holding some kind of flower, but also I see almost it's like having visions, like a cloud of sensation and impressions and visions coming through. And I think that your family must be quite psychic, clairvoyant, deeply creative, very in tune with spirit. Okay, so this of course has not skipped your generation. You are definitely right in there with them. And I think that this has been one of the great gifts of your life. It has also been something that has probably at times felt like a burden. I think often you're a person where you meet somebody, you immediately get a feeling from them. You get a whole vibe. You know, like, this is not somebody that I want in my life, or yeah, they're like great, or, you know, just kind of neutral, whatever. But I think in situations, it's been like, oh, this person's really charming and very, popular. A lot of people like them and are drawn to this person. So you kind of have to decide how to choose your words, right? You're not going to go around saying, oh, they're terrible, I can tell. Because I think that people have maybe been quite critical with you when you have kind of read somebody's energy and let it be known. I don't trust this person. I think something's up with them. But when it does get to a point where they do expose themselves for like what kind of energy they are, it's like, okay, well, I knew that. I already knew and I told you, or maybe I withheld, but I knew. And I think that, I think sometimes this has really made it hard for you to be super close to some people, maybe most people. That's not to say that you don't make friends easily or have acquaintances and loved ones and beloveds and so on. I'm sure that you do, but you are far more discerning than most. Okay, so I do. I think that this is something that at times has been a real struggle. Now I'm looking at this face and it looks like just kind of somebody that is almost kind of, I don't know, what is the word? Not domineering, but maybe kind of harsh, right? But I think in a way, and this feels like somebody in your family, maybe an aunt or mother or somebody like this. I think that because they also see things in people and in the world in general, right? They have a deeper understanding of subtle, nuanced things. It kind of made them very walled off to most of the world, right? They stay with theirs. They're very much involved with the family, maybe their work life, maybe like their church or whatever whatever they do within the spiritual realm. But the rest of it, they don't have time for, right? And they can be almost kind of, it can be uncomfortable, right? They maybe are not as refined in the way that they speak about things or, their criticisms. And I think in this relationship you've had with this family member, you love them, of course. You connect with them in many ways, but of course in the way that you both share this ability to really see through things. But at the same time, I think that you've taken note of how their life has gone because of the way they have become kind of hardened by the world or how they perceive the world. And you've chosen to take maybe a softer approach. Okay, so I think that you definitely have, you're a little more open and vulnerable. I think that you are much more willing to love and be loved, right? You're more adventurous, I think. And I feel like there really is this deep connection with, I can imagine, like other spiritual people, other people within maybe psychics or healers, clairvoyants, people who are into magical orders, or so, like I said, within your church, maybe, I think that you definitely have more of an ability than most of your elder family members to venture out of the family dynamic and connect with other people in your local community, in your chosen community. And I think that that's something that, it has been beautiful for you. It also has its own problems, right? Any kind of socializing can be difficult and tedious at times. But I do think that there's so much benefit. I feel like you have a lot of support with the people that you do feel close to. Okay. Now, when I go ahead and turn this. Oh, yes. Okay, so we have this beautiful butterfly here. You can see the wings, and it almost looks like it's kind of shaded. In my mind, I imagined kind of like a white and maybe, or a cream color and purple on the edges. Something very beautiful but also delicate and kind of subtle. And so I believe that this really is this period of time, the cycle that you are in, this year that we have approached with such bravery and a pure heart, really, I think, this year is going to be one of great self-evolution. I really feel like there's just this metamorphosis happening. Things are changing for you. You are just so ready for this beautiful life that you have wanted for yourself, whatever that looks like. And I think that all the things are kind of lining up. I think you are getting into a time of spiritual, emotional maturity. You're really out of this place of needing to be so attached to the dramatics of things, the toxicity, and this gives you so much more space in your life. It gives you more energies, more focus to put into the things that you have come to love, your passions, your hobbies, your creativity, and of course we have the Knight of Discs, so mastering the skills within your work, right? Your career, how you make your resources, your money. I think that you have been very devoted to not just being proficient, but mastering whatever it is that you do. Now, you might say, Lenor, I have a job that's like any other job. It's a 9 to 5 or whatever. Well, I myself, I understand that. My big thing in life that I did for most of my, working career had been, I might go back to it one day, is waiting tables, working in kitchens, being in the restaurant industry, food industry, restaurant industry, hospitality, all of that. Okay. And, I wasn't at a high level. I was mostly like diners and regular old restaurants. But I learned through my work that you can become so good, so a master at things that most people take for granted, right? I often would think of waitressing, I think a lot of people do, as a transitional place, a job between jobs or a career between careers. Well, the majority of people I met came in and out of it. And that's why I say I might come back into waitressing at any time in my life, And I did enjoy it. I don't know if my body enjoyed it, but yeah, I enjoyed it. And so when I say this, you might be doing something that isn't like, okay, I went to a bunch of school for it, and it's some, thing where I had to get like a PhD and write, do my doctorate and all that. But I think that's where we really build so deeply into ourselves, is when we take the things that feel sometimes like they don't matter. Maybe even a little frivolous, just something we have to do. But when we put our heart into it in a way that we can, I know there are jobs that are just like whatever. I know that. Some things we just can't put our heart into it. But this is where we begin to feel present in our lives. This is where we begin to feel like that cosmic divine being that we are in our own lives. You know, I remember growing up and people telling me when I was young, like, you know, if you do anything worth doing, you should do it well. I guess I'm getting older because I understand that now. I really do. You know, if it's building a bookcase or mopping the floor or waiting tables or, you know, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If we put our heart into it, there we are. We're alive. Our being is aflame. We are expressing our passions even through the most mundane things. That is power unlike any other. And especially when you find something that you didn't even know you cared about. You might find love and passion in the most, you know, silly little thing. I'll tell you, for me, it's all related to like gardening and taking care of stuff outside, outdoor chores. I never knew, you know, even cleaning the gutters, love it, absolutely, you know, and that is something nobody can take from you either. When we gain this power within ourselves. When we start to make something of these moments in our life that feel like we just have to kind of push through them as quickly as we can. This is something I hate. This is boring. This is mind-numbing, whatever. We give away so much of our time here on Earth. I need a drinky. Oh my goodness. So what else do we have? Let's see. Now we have, it looks like I'm going to say a duck. Okay. So we have a duck up here. And then we have this animal, and I was trying to figure out what it looked like to me. And I was thinking, is this not a beaver, but like a woodchuck, I think is what I'm thinking of, like a little woodchuck. And so, you know, this is all in line with this idea of busyness, and it's not about the busyness. It's about being about your work, being about your life, being about, you know, the present, this immediate present time, moment, what you are doing with your hands and how does it feel, and, you know, whatever, just trying to not turn your mind off all the time while we're doing things. Which, listen, I am very guilty of that. Definitely. And I try very hard to wake up and say, hey, I'm right here. I'm doing something. Maybe it's not my favorite, but I'm so grateful, right? I'm so grateful to be able to. I'm so grateful that this is where all of these infinite things had to align to bring me into this moment. It is a blessing. It is a miracle. It is something beyond comprehension. It really, truly is. And so it must mean something on some level, somewhere. So I think of the little woodchuck. Busy, busy, busy. And cute. And now with the duck, there's a sense of returning home. But where's home? Right? Where are we traveling to? Is it to the next home? Are we going back home? I don't know. But there is a sense of looking, searching. All right, and then we have a nice little heart, and that seems so perfect. We're 2 days out, I think, from St. Valentine's Day, and let's not think of it as an amorous holiday, although, you know, you can if you want, but I like to think of this as a moment to express our agape, our relationship with our God or goddess, or, you know, many deities, archetypes, cosmic consciousness, whatever it is, the divine spirit, whatever you like to call it, whatever it looks like to you, however, you know, you can dwell in that place. This is the perfect day to be there. Okay, now, let's see. Now we have a little tiny blue jay right there. We have a tree. We have, it looks like a peacock. So I feel like there is a sense of, I feel like this is maybe tied into this feeling of the mother figure or the maternal energies here. There's shelter in these gatherings of your loved ones, of being close to one another. And I feel like more so than in most families, anyways, in this current time period, your family really venerates your ancestors. Maybe not to the point of ancestor worship, which is celebrated in different cultures and religious systems and spiritual systems. But it's something akin to that. It might not be as formal, but I think that you do. You think about these people who you carry with you. You think about their influence in your life in a very real way. Not some kind of like imaginary thing, but I think that you really feel them with you in all that you do. And so I think this is really a confirmation. Yes, we are here. We are here. We are with you. Always, always, always. And there's a sense of great love and unconditional love, a pride, a caring pride in you and in the things that you do and the things that you don't do as well. Okay, and then we have a T. So a T looks important. All right, and let's see, we have the divine doors here. I guess I should stick you over here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip through and find our door. Okay, beautiful. It looks like a little temple. We can see one of the Buddhas there. And it says offerings. Abundance lies in the heart that allows. Share more than expected and see love come around. I always like this one because it really does. It reminds me, it's a core thing in our family. And I talk to my daughter about it a lot, is that we treat people better than they treat us. We do better by people than they do by us. Not because it's prideful, not because, you know, there's any kind of superiority or, oh, you know, like, we're so virtuous or anything like this. But it is truly the only way that we can lift the vibration. It's the only way that we can mend, you know, our connectedness to one another. And And also, you know, I think that in this way we try our very best to stay away from resentments and, you know, judgments that separate us rather than bring us together. And yeah, I just, you know, I think it's important to, you don't have to be a nice person. It's not about being nice. It's about being a kind person. You know, the kindness is the thing. It's not, we mix up kindness and being nice, I think, a lot. You can be firm and kind, right? You don't have to be like a people pleaser or telling people, you know, what they want to hear or doing what they want, or none of that. But kindness is something, you know, I do think it is a virtue on the deepest level, taking care of one another where we can. Yes. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you and I thank you for spending this time with me. I don't know about these. I had a headache a couple weeks ago that was pretty gnarly too, so I don't know. I think it's the air pressure is just, or I forget what it's called, the bio whatever pressure, air pressure. But yeah, so anyways, thank you for being here with me. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And it's free to subscribe. And if you would like to leave a comment, please do. We'd love to hear from you. I read all of the messages. And yeah, they make my day. I love hearing your stories and your thoughts and your insights and everything else. Okay. All right. Take care. We'll talk in a few days. I love you and good night.